What is up, artists and art fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to Chatting with Zim, the spot where we talk to all your favorite Instagram artists about the trade tools and tips. I'm your host, Zim Zimma, and this is episode number 69. First off, thank you guys for tuning in. We had to reschedule just a little bit further, but I think it worked out. Some crap came up, but we're all good. We're here now. That's important. Today's guest, very special guest. If you guys haven't followed her, she's appeared in the Trifecta. We will talk about that a little later. But what I mean by that, if you guys are following Seven is Life, you might have seen her there. Or if you guys are following Dead and Laughing, she also made a special appearance on there. Now she's coming up, chatting with Zim to complete the Trifecta, guys. What up, everybody, for joining in. Thank you very much. So as we wait for our guest, for guys that don't know her, I've been shouting her out all week. She joins us all the way from Guam. That's right, man. That's way out there. So let's go ahead and see if I could get her in here today. And she needs no introduction. It's gonna be Malice Mizery. There we go. Let's see. Let me go ahead and pin her handle here on the bottom. Malice Mizery. There we go. Hopefully we could get her in here. And I think I spelled it right. Yes, I did. There we go. So as we wait for a special guest, just want to say, make sure you guys are following Seven is Life with them dope IGTV, as well as Dead and Laughing, and Respect the Artist. Just some of the people also doing this crazy stuff for the community. And there she is. Let's go ahead and finish the Trifecta with our guest today, Malice Mizery. There we go. Let me beam her up into the mothership. There it is. And everybody for tuning in. I see Tone Deaf Guy, Pugs, DQ Silva, King Ganga, Art of Ivan Sandoval's in the house, C Nerd, and Line Art Murder.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I could definitely hear you. You know what? It would work better if I plugged these damn things in, right?
Can you see me?
I could definitely see you.
Oh, I can't see myself, so.
Holy crap. That's not good.
It's okay. I know what I look like.
Well, we could see you, pink or blue cup, starfish on there. We see it all.
All right.
Cool. So, Malice,
So thank you for.
I'll let you take the spot. Go for it.
Thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it.
And you're very welcome. Cool. And thank you for being on. As I was saying at the beginning, at the opening of the show, you are part of the Trifecta now. You're one of the few guests that has appeared in all three. So it's you're in the club. You're in the club. Joke DT is in the club. Bruce 13 is in the club. And that's about it. I think we got Phalo Halos in 2 out of the 3. So that's pretty cool.
That is a very good club to be in. I'm in the club with some good people.
Oh, definitely. So, thank you very much for going ahead. And I know it was a bunch of chaos. A lot of crap happened last minute. And just big thank you for the inconvenience.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I think we have a connection issue on my end. Let me see if I can fix that real quick.
Go for it. It looks like there might be a slight delay. I'm not sure. That's why if you guys hear some pauses, that's probably what it is. I just want to make sure she catches up. And she might be doing something on the background. So there you guys go. Malice Mizery. Make sure it's her handle is pinned below. Make sure you guys are checking her out and following. I could see you.
Okay, I'm just sorry. I had to switch my Wi-Fi. We live in concrete houses here on Guam. So if you want to have internet throughout your whole house, then you have to have multiple routers. I was on the wrong one.
Oh, I see. And what's up, everybody joining in? Phalo Halo and Rego's World. What's going on? And 1-800 Lux Sucks is in the house as well.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. Malice. Malice, Misery. How do you want me to?
Yes. You can call me Mal.
Mal. You know, I've been wanting to call you Mal for a while, but I'm like, no, I don't know her like that just yet.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So, Mal, welcome to the show, episode 69. Tell us about a little bit about your background.
So I'm from Guam. I was pretty much raised here. I came here when I was very young. For those of you who don't know, Guam is a tropical U.S. territory in the South Pacific. I started drawing when I was really little, like a lot of people. You know, I wanted to draw cartoons all the time. It was Sailor Moon every single day through my childhood, just drawing it over and over again. I thought that was like the standard of art, was like the magical girl style, and I wanted to do it. And then when I got into high school, I started drawing posters for people for their bands. I started drawing portraits for people because I was like a really nerdy, shy kid, and it was a good way for me to connect with people. And yeah, and I've kind of been, maybe with a small gap of a couple of years, I've pretty much been drawing ever since.
Oh wow! And how old were you when you really like kind of like got the actual like bug? I guess you know what I mean.
Well, I think
First,
that
like,
well,
yeah.
I can't remember it because like I don't have a lot of childhood memories. But according to my parents, when I was 4, I was like, "Mom, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be an artist, and that's gonna be my job." And it was pretty much.
Yes, I like
Yes.
that. It's weird, right? How we know as when we're so young what we love to do and stuff, our passion.
Yeah, it is, but I think that it's like it's weird because you see a lot of really talented people who know that they're going to be an artist, and then the world is like, I have like we have 100 reasons why you'll never succeed, and they like push that on you for so long, and I think a lot of people stop. Do you know what I mean?
No, for sure, I get it. Cool. So, just checking out some of your artwork, guys. For any of you guys that don't know or haven't checked her out, let me show you some of the art, and we'll get into it. There's a little bit that I want to ask, and
Oh, great.
so here's some of Malice's artwork, and I'm digging your style. I love your style. I love your characters, especially
Thank you.
these egg people.
Eggman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this. How did this
Oh,
concept come along, or where did you get this from? Because this is pretty dope.
Eggman. Eggman is so cool. So, about 2 years ago, I had this idea for the Eggman. It was like the Eggman is supposed to represent sort of like the perfect self that hasn't been fettered by doubts about yourself. You know, it's about the self. It's the self that you want to nurture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growth and all of that stuff, right? So the perfect sense of yourself that is always got that youth. That's kind of like what the Eggman represents, the potential of the personal. And
Okay,
so
cool.
I painted an Eggman, and I did all of this awesome stuff on it. I put all of these elements of other collage paper things that I had drawn, and it's really cool. And it's not here, but I would show you if I could. And I thought, wow, this Eggman is amazing. There's something very compelling about the simple egg shape and the eye in the middle, and how some people think he's kind of scary and some people think that he's not scary. And it's like a great template, I think. And so that's kind of how the Eggman came to be.
No, that's definitely dope. I love the character.
Thank you.
Definitely love it.
Oh, we have a guest on my side, too. I don't know if you guys can see him.
Oh,
Momo!
Momo.
Yours is the first show he's come on. I put him in the room for both of the other shows, and he refused to get on cam. So,
Oh, sweet. And something about getting back to being on the other shows, I know you spoke heavily about clowns and your love for clowns. Can you
Hmm.
let our viewers know a little bit about that? Because I think that's very
Yeah.
interesting. That's a cool aspect.
So when I was a teenager, I met my clown mentor, and I was like, I want to be a clown, and he was like, okay, cool, you'll be my mentee. And I trained in the traditional clown arts for several years, and I was an actual clown. And I mean, it was a big part of my life because I loved clowns growing up. You know, every other kid I know, they look at a clown and they're like, "This is scary. There's something
Mm,
wrong here. This is terrifying, right?"
guilty.
It's okay. Like you meet a lot of people. You know, I do the show notes for Seven, and you don't know how many times people will say clown.
they're, they're scary as hell, you know?
But I thought they were amazing. I thought they were so cool. I thought they were a different creature. I thought that they were like a fairy tale thing. I thought they were amazing. And I wanted to be one so bad. Like I was I was really, really happy to meet my clown mentor and learn the art of clowning. And yeah, it was awesome. I can make animal balloons, you know, I can do tricks. I'm very good at pratfalls, face painting. I have all these skills. It's great.
Oh,
And
that's
the kids, once the kids realize you're not it, like Pennywise, then they warm up to you.
no, not me. I see clowns. They're it all the time. No, no and ifs or buts. You paint your face, you're it to me. No, I'm just joking. It's yeah, my fear actually came from that, from Pennywise, the old Stephen King novels and stuff like that. Man, that's what did it for me. You know what I mean?
I think that it just shows how effective Pennywise was as a character because he's had such a huge impact.
Sweet. Favorite clown?
Favorite clown is Bozo
Bozo.
from the old Bozo the Clown,
Yeah.
Public Access. He was the first clown that I really saw, and he was the first clown that I really had a connection to. Like, wow, that guy had it all figured out.
Dope. Yeah, yeah. You know what? And I used to watch Bozo the Clown, and I was never afraid of him until I saw the movie It. You know?
Oh, so you remember Bozo? You're
I,
like the only person I've met that remembers Bozo from their childhood.
yeah, Bozo. And then, they would have those little cups that you would have to like stand at the edge and, try to make it in a cup and see how far you could go. You know what I mean?
I'm so happy you remember Bozo. I feel like maybe we're in the same age range. That's why.
Yeah, I'm 35, 85.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so
32, so we're at the
there you
right.
go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and everyone Dreambox Comics says Insane Clown Posse.
Okay, I want to be clear about my feelings about ICP. I, I, I actually, my stance is a little. People are surprised, but I have nothing against juggalos at all. I think that they just want to have fun and do their own thing. They don't bother anybody. I mean, would I hire one for a child's birthday party? Would I say like call a juggalo to make balloons for your kid? I don't think that's their thing. But but like I don't have any. I'm not like one of those people that has something. One of those clowns that hate ICP. I mean, I don't like their music very much, but not like I don't have anything personally against the juggalo or juggalette community. That's my formal stance on that.
They'll be making balloon animals out of condoms or something. I don't know.
I mean, that's a really good way to hurt the integrity of your condoms, but go off, juggalos.
That's so funny. So, another thing, back into the art, another thing that I love is the style that you've done with, like, the one I posted with Dr. Green Thumb. And this is pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yes, this is actually, I love it. Digging the style, man. I think it's fresh. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Those are some of my favorite. Those are some of my favorite ones to do. Like one of my favorite parts of working on any piece is the details, where you know exactly what you're gonna do with it, but you know, like you just have to sit down with it, you know.
No, for sure.
And I love the way that those turn out. They're so good to do. I really enjoy it. I think they're kind of like unique, and I think they always turn out pretty good. I'm always very happy with them.
No, definitely. And how did this come about? I mean, I see you're very multi-talented. Your style is like stuff like this. This is pretty cool too. The colors, the blends and stuff up here.
Thank you. I do that with water-based markers, the Crayola Super Tips, and then I use a brush to move the color around.
There you go. And look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Big anime fan?
Yes, I am I'm actually I'm probably like a lot of people in our age group. I'm one of those or second wave of anime fans, back in the early 2000s, starting with Sailor Moon, and then just kind of going from there. I love classic magical girl anime growing up because I think there's shows that we got here that you guys didn't get in the States necessarily. Like there was this one about a little witch called Akazukin Cha-Cha. I loved her. Wedding Peach, I loved it. I loved like the aesthetic and the way that they would draw it, and it was full of like motion and everything looked so round. It was really cool. And then as I got older, of course, I started watching stuff like Escaflowne was a big one for me.
Ooh.
Cowboy Bebop. You remember Escaflowne?
Escaflowne.
That was good, right?
Escaflowne. Yeah. That shit was bad.
And then, of course, Eva. And then I saw an Akira. When I saw that, I was like, wow, look at all these freaking lines. I don't know. Something about the way that they drew that was fantastic for me. Yeah, so a lot of stuff. Cowboy Bebop is my absolute, like, if you're going to ask me what's my favorite, what I can rewatch over and over again, definitely Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, man, that's dope. Anything that you're currently watching now or recommend?
Okay, so right now I'm actually stuck on to an American animated show called Lower Decks.
Lower Decks.
It's like, it's basically Star Trek, but it's kind of like a Futurama version. It's in the Star Trek universe, but it's Futurama sort of animated version. It's very funny. I think you kind of have to be familiar with the Star Trek universe to get all the jokes, but I think it's pretty good.
Cool. Anything else? Any of the like the top, My Hero Academia, stuff like that?
Oh, I'm already caught up I'm caught up on My Hero Academia. I freaking love that show. Man, the character design in that is crazy. That guy, he will create like the most interesting, intriguing characters to throw in the background of a scene. One Piece style. One Piece does that too. Such amazing character designs just to like stand behind the bad guys for 2 episodes. It's amazing. I love it.
Sweet.
It's really good stuff.
Now, before we keep moving on any further, I mean, are you just exclusive to Instagram, or can our viewers find you anywhere else?
You can't find me anywhere else with my art, but I do have an Etsy shop, and I have a Ko-Fi.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. Of course, you can find if you go to my profile and you check my card, all the links are on there.
You know what? Just FYI, I try to check it out, and it doesn't take me anywhere. It just says,
"Oh, fantastic! Thank you."
Yeah, link
Thank you for letting me know.
Link is broken, so that's why I asked.
Thank you. I will fix that.
Same handle though on the Ko-Fi.
Yes, Malice Mizery.
Malice Mizery. Okay.
The Etsy is actually somebody took Malice Mizery for some reason, and they never did anything with it. Yeah, but it's Momo Mizery on Etsy.
Momo, just as it sounds, right? One word. All right. That way I could go ahead and put this on the YouTubes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There we go. Put them links up. Sweet, man. That is awesome. And is that your real name, Malice Mizery?
Mal?
Yeah.
Malice Mizery? No, that is not my real name.
Okay.
But I think it's just better for people to call me Mal. My real name is.
Well, we don't need to know if you don't want to.
No, it's okay. My real name is kind of complicated, and I prefer just Mal. It's easy to pronounce, and it is like you can't Google it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I get it.
I have this feel. I have this. I tell people that I like talk to privately, like when they ask, no problem. But I'm always afraid that I'm gonna be like, "Hey, here's my first name on Instagram proper," and then someone's gonna show up at my door or something.
Creepy. You know what I mean?
Well, you never know.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
we
that's
grow
true.
up from the. We're part of the stranger danger generation, right?
Yeah, that's true. And another thing that just fascinates me is living next to Guam. I'm guessing geography wise, um, Asia, China,
Yes.
Japan, around there.
Hmm?
Do you speak any other languages?
My Japanese is functional enough. Um, it's okay, I guess. It's like if I'm talking, if somebody's like, "Hey, can you say some Japanese words to me right now?" It's okay. But if I'm talking to a Japanese person, especially like when we're drinking and it's like a public venue and I'm really chill about it, then I can get the message across.
Oh man, that's cool.
Chinese, nothing. Japanese, it's like functional, super
Mm,
functional enough. Um, but I've been to a lot of those places and I
cool.
really recommend it. Japan was
Sweet.
so nice. Korea is pretty nice too. It's a lot colder, and I think the food's better there. But it's
Nor
so close, you have to visit, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? For me, I think that's one of my what do they call bucket list things? It's
Yeah,
Tokyo. I love the
Tokyo's
scene.
amazing.
Yeah, I love the scene. It looks
It's so
badass.
good.
It looks badass.
It's so cool. And then, like, if you go there, like when I went there, you get stopped in certain neighborhoods by people that just want to take pictures and like talk. It's really
Mm.
cool. They just want to like. They're like, I just got out of English class. Let's let's try. And let's give
No, that's cool, man.
it a
That's
shot.
awesome. Yeah, and I mean, just a little fun fact. I mean, before I had my daughter, I was actually learning how to speak Mandarin. Uh,
Oh, really?
yes, but I stopped just because I didn't practice it, and I don't know crap anymore. Um,
Yeah, you know what? It's the best way to get that back is to just find somebody that forces you to speak it, I guess. I mean, it's all stuck back there. You just got to dredge it back up, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Now, as far as your art goes, are there anybody that influence your type of artwork that you do? Either it be from
Okay.
Instagram or just professional. Well, not professional is the wrong term to use, but like maybe outside of Instagram.
Okay, so I think that the people on Instagram are the people that push me so much,
Mm,
right? Because I see like what they're doing and I don't necessarily want to do exactly what they're doing, but it challenges me to continue to grow because I see so much growth on this platform. I see people like that I've been following for 2 years that start here and then they're at a different point already. You can really see how they've grown, and that makes me want to keep growing. As for influences, like kind of before I got on Instagram, I was really, really influenced by, again, 90s magical girl anime influenced me a lot. I was really influenced by a lowbrow pop serialist called Junko Mizuno. She does kind of like this fairy tale nightmare, big eyed, 70s inspired stuff that's really, really,
mm,
really good. Um, and I don't know. I try to get inspiration from like looking at things. Like I see things and I want to take little pieces of all the things that I like and like turn that into something like that I reflect with my art. I think that every time you look at something, you've influenced yourself either for the better or for the worse, so to speak, right? Like you see
mm-hmm.
something and you think, I never want to do that. And your brain like takes that. Or you see something that works really good and you're like, I really want to keep doing that. And I think it all just kind of becomes your style, like all your influences, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does.
It's
Um,
so weird not being able to see myself. I'm just like, I'm a void today on my end. It's like a big black square.
No, and on our end here, you're coming perfectly fine. Everything's good. You're in picture, so you're good.
Okay.
Looking great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No,
Great.
no. And you know what? And it's been happening. It's a constant thing that happens. I think who was it? Nuke 2012, my guest. I think it was episode like 60 or something like that. He was same thing. It just went black, and I'm like, yeah, I could see you, dude. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I guess I'll see myself on the replay.
Oh, for sure, you will. You definitely will.
Oh, also, Notorious Pez just said Zim is my biggest influence. I want to say something in regards to that. Because you remember when I posted that story question and I said, how do you do skin tones realistically?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, go from light to dark. I was like, oh, shoot, that makes sense. That sounds like basic art science that I had completely not even thought of. And so if you look at some of the stuff that I did after that, it's actually like much better. Let me show you. I have one that I haven't sent out yet. All of the other stuff that you showed is pretty much gone, but I posted this one, yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that it's a lot better for the advice that you gave me.
No.
About that.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks, Pez. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but thank you.
Well, I'm not being sarcastic. Sometimes it just takes that one, like seemingly in a way obvious but correct statement to just sort of like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
No, for sure. And I'm just gonna extend this out to everybody actually watching. I've had people ask me, it's all like, hey, do you do drawing sessions? I'm like, yeah. If you ever see me on a live, feel free to hop in. When I'm drawing, or if you guys are more of that private and you guys want to learn a certain technique, my top 3 is watercolors, acrylics, and alcohol markers. So if you guys want techniques, just reach out. That's it.
Yeah, that's really generous. Same for me, guys. If you want to just like draw with me, let me know the day beforehand, and we can work something out. And if you just want to show me stuff, I said this on Seven's show too. Like, if you want to show me something, feel free to send it to me. If you're like, I don't know if this looks good, anybody, just find in my DMs. Send me the whip. Let me see how it looks. I will give you honest feedback. Super nice feedback, but still honest.
For sure. And you know what? That's something that I ask just about every artist, or at least I try to, because it's a very touchy subject, when it comes to just taking criticism. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that?
Well, honestly, like, my friends are so nice that I think that I could show them like a stick figure and they'd be like, great job. You really killed it,
Yeah.
Sometimes I definitely wish that I could, I don't know, it's hard. No, I want to say first off, I do want criticism. I 100% want it. But I understand why other people feel bad, like, giving it. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody sends me something that looks bad, my first instinct is like, what looks good, right? Like, you don't want to just say to somebody, oh, you did a bad job. But I want the criticism. If I send you something, anybody, and I ask, how does it look, please just tell me. Don't worry too much about my feelings. It's not personal. It's all craft, right?
For sure.
Sometimes we all have those days where we just draw bad things and we need to hear it straight out.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. My anatomy is off sometimes, and definitely call me out on it, people. Call me out.
Hey, and that's one thing I think that all of us artists, no matter what our skill level is, need to remember, that, it's okay to practice.
Oh, yeah.
We need to keep practicing. I personally think that when my art gets floppy, it's because I am only drawing to show people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of the work I'm doing is to be posted. If I don't take time to like open my sketchbook and do stupid stuff in it, then I really suffer for it.
Okay. Now, it's aside from just posting, do you sell your art, or do you take commissions?
I do. I will take commissions. If I don't think I can do your commission justice, I'll probably just redirect you to somebody that I know can. But I'm very open to commission. I pretty much anything you see is for sale. If you wanted to make an offer for it, like if somebody saw something, they could definitely ask me if they wanted it. For my stickers, though, I mean, I want to be frank. Pretty much everything I just send to people is pretty much all for trade because it's super valuable getting other people's art from me. I have like a whole box of people's art, and it's so good. Like, I can't buy coffee with other people's art, but I'd much rather have it than like a couple bucks for a sticker or something. That's just me though, right now.
Yeah, word. I get it. That's dope. So that way I know I could direct people your way, you know, in case they're commissioned.
Yeah, for sure. And again, my trades are like they're not always open, but they are open right now, and I have I think like about 4 slots that I'm comfortable filling. So if you want to trade with me, then anybody definitely hit up my DM.
Word. And just so you know, I did send out your pack just a week ago, so I have no idea how long it's gonna take to get over there.
No one does right now. The mail is.
I had one of my buddies out in the Netherlands. It took like almost 2 months, you know, 2-3 months for him to get some small package that I sent him in. It's crazy, but it's out. So
I have some. I was going to show you guys. I got some buttons made by Pinned Up 77, but they did not get here on time.
Okay.
But yeah, watch out for those. They'll be in my Etsy shop if you guys want to grab one.
Definitely. Make sure I there you go. Pins, everybody.
Yeah.
Sweet. Is there anything any other like art mediums that you would ever want to try?
I'm practicing with digital right now, but it's a really hard transition. Like, it's a weirdly hard transition. I thought that it would be as easy as like picking up the stylus and like bam, I have all of my art skills, but it's not like that. Not at all.
Cool. What is it that you find very tricky about it?
The tricky part is tricky. Hey, you know, I was talking with somebody else about that, who's on the opposite side that's trying to learn traditional after being good at digital. T-Rex. I don't know if you know him. He's very good. But we were talking about it the other day, and he was like, I've been doing digital. I'm good at digital. I don't understand why this pencil won't work. And that's the problem, is we don't understand why it's not like a super easy transition for either of us.
Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? I think it would be harder for someone going from digital to traditional than from traditional to digital. If that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. I think it is for sure, but it's still tricky. The digital is still rough because I'm 32. I've been drawing the same way forever, right?
Yeah.
Pencil, eraser, more pencil, pen, maybe colors. It's really hard to like adjust to a new way of doing things.
No, for sure. I dabbled in it a couple years ago, before my daughter confiscated my iPad. For me, one of the transition, the hardest was just getting to know the tools. You know what I mean? Getting to know the brushes and learning that. You know, I think that was my personal hurdles, so to say.
I hear you, 100%. I think that it's just it's something else. It's something different for all of us, right?
Mm-hmm. Aside from digital, anything else that you maybe up your alley somewhere?
I want to do a zine really, really bad. I have
cool.
I have been working on a zine. All my friends will tell you. They've heard enough about it. I've been working on a zine for like the last year and a half, and I've had all these rough drafts and all these ideas, and I'm always like, oh, maybe if I'm a little better, you know, like I want to push it off. I keep pushing it off. Like, do I have the skill to do what I really want to do? But I think it's time for me to just bite the bullet and just do it at this point.
No, for sure. I say go ahead and do it. I know in the comic book world, they're more worried about deadlines and meeting deadlines than they are, with how well of an artist you are. You know what I mean?
I do.
And that,
Comics was my first love. I was going to be a comic artist. That was my dream. I was 100% sure that was what I was going to be eventually. Did not happen.
What happened? What happened?
What happened? Okay, so I have like the traditional comic book nerd growing up experience, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I like comics were super hard to get here. We didn't have dedicated comic book stores. We had like 2 places that had bins of random stuff that came in and a bookstore that got like the top stuff. But it was such a dope time. I remember that it was like we had Greg Rucka on Old Man Logan. Do you remember the first run of Old Man Logan? It was amazing. I remember when it came out, I was like, my mind was freaking, or not Old Man Logan, Logan. You remember the first Logan solo book that Rucka did? It was so freaking dope. I could not get over this. The art was beautiful. The covers were amazing. And then the Emma Frost solo series came out when I was in high school. Again, great storyline. The covers are super iconic. Yeah. So I would read Wizard. Do you remember Wizard magazine? I would read that.
I got if this was me, I would show you my collection. I got about maybe 60 of them things still.
I lost all of mine in a typhoon because we get flooded.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
All of my tattoo magazines and all of my old Wizards. Luckily I had my comic books up somewhere, or I would have lost those too.
Oh wow.
But I would read Wizard, and I remember I would go to the back where they show the top artists and the top writers, and I would be like, someday I'm gonna be on that top artist. And I would draw constantly, and I freaking loved it. I couldn't get enough. And then I guess that I just I grew up, and I realized that one, I'm on Guam. It's hard for me to get. I have to go somewhere. I have to pay rent to go to school or live in a dorm. People were like, do not be an artist. They don't make any money. It is a terrible job. And you're 18. You think maybe they know something. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just
Uh-oh. I think it paused a little bit. Well, while we
Hey.
I think there she is. Cool. We're good. All right, cool. We got you back.
But yeah, I wanted to be a comic book artist so bad. I wanted to draw for Brian Pulido's Chaos Comics more than anything. Lady Death, Purgatory, all of that stuff. Oh, I really loved it.
Oh man,
but that imprint went under.
Man, though, you're taking me back to these old titles. I remember all this stuff. Lady Death.
Yeah,
Lady
I heard
Death is dope.
I heard you talk when I heard you on Seven's show, I was like, I feel like this guy is from my exact same generation of comic books, and he will understand my references very well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Lady Death was amazing. That was such a great period of comics. I know, I do believe, I believe that Lady Death has some issues, but it's hard for me to even accept that, because I love the book so much. I'm like the only girl I've ever met that didn't think it was trash, but I really liked that imprint. Chaos was so good.
Oh man, yeah, those are some good titles there.
Do you remember when Lady Death went to cross-gen? That was a good period too.
Yeah, I remember all that. I think I should have a couple issues in my boxes here. So I mean, you're not speaking French to me here. You know what I mean? Talking my language. So you're talking my language here.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was awesome.
Cool. And while we're on the topic of mediums and comics and all this great stuff, I think it's time for the segment Josh's Tools, where we check out the artist tools of the trade.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. I'm going to show you my desk. Just let me move my mug and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around. Tell me if it works.
Go ahead. And yes,
can you see my desk?
We see it.
Okay. This is my desk. This is where I get all the work done. As you can see, here are my brushes, my blanks, glue, Mod Podge and stuff. And then I have outgoing mail, markers, stuff that I don't want to put away that I want to grab. My daughter, which is like one of the things I use the absolute most.
All right.
Slaps.
Can you point the camera down just a little bit? There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. My daughter. I use this thing constantly. Slaps are in here. Markers, regular glue and stuff that I'm gonna send out. Oh, sorry. Stuff that I'm gonna send out. Slaps and more. So yeah, and then over here I have my papers. These are the cardstock I use for my bigger pieces. Oh, as you can see, the one I just posted. Ruler, paper cutter, and a package from 7 I'm gonna open later.
Oh, snaps. That's dope. Man, that looked like a bulky package right there.
I know. These are my little shelves that are like where I keep my overflow.
That sounded kind of bad. No homo. 7 in
it's a very big package. That should be he should rip that clip. It should be part of his promo.
Oh, he should.
7 in the bulky package.
And the bulky package. There you go. 7, man. Get it. And as far as markers, what you got it, he said. He's like, yo, you got it. What type of markers are you using?
I use Bienyo markers, those off-brand, because they are amazing.
Alcohol?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll show you. If you guys are ever like, I want to get into alcohol markers, but I'm very cheap, like me, then these are the off-brand to get, in my experience. I can't see me, so.
There you go. Yeah, we see it. We see it. Double tip. Dope.
They are very, very good. I mean, I wish that I had something with a brush tip because I really want to try that out. But I have this philosophy about art supplies where start at the like cheapest and work your way up. Because when I was a kid, I had to use cheap stuff. My parents weren't like, oh, I have a small artist here. Let's buy her the finest of materials. It was like, no, draw with a pencil on some lined paper, and if you're good, we'll talk. Which was a very helpful attitude to me because I had to make the most out of whatever I had. And I think that it taught me to be like, really learn the limitations of my materials. And I think it's kind of cool. So I always start out cheaper. I start out with the cheapest paper, the cheapest pencil, the cheapest pen, and then as I find the limitations of that, once I feel like I've pushed the cheapest option to the limit, then I move up in quality. I feel like I've earned it in a way.
I get it. That's cool. It's a pretty cool way to put that. Mechanical or wooden?
Wooden. Absolutely. Hands down.
What? Are you serious? You're one of the...
Yeah, because I know it's funny because I started with drawing like anime and comics. You would assume I'm a mechanical person. But I kept on. I was such a space cadet in high school that I would like run out of lead, and I could go and get more lead, but I would never remember to be like, Mom, I need 0.7 or I need 0.5.
Okay.
So I would have all of these empty mechanical pencils, and I'd be like, I really want to draw right now. What am I gonna do? Not?
It's like, what the hell do I do now?
But then also, once I started using the I figured out like the softness H, the HB, the B of pencils, wooden pencil lead. I found that it was really helpful. If I know that the outline is going to be, I want a certain kind of outline or I want a certain kind of this, and I know I have a range of different lead softnesses that I can use. And I think that it's like a better way to get a more precise outline and stuff. It's just the way I work. It's probably not better or worse. It's just what I somehow fell into.
Oh, word. Now, as far as your daily art life, how does that look like?
So, work-wise, I work for myself. Okay. So I have my own. I have my own company and stuff that I do on the daytime. Again, that helps me have time for art, but it also makes it so that I have kind of a weird schedule. But my traditional, typical day is wake up in the morning, try to sit down at my desk and do something early to warm up my hands. That just usually means grabbing a piece of paper and drawing something like a little Pikachu or a little kitty cat or something very small and very easy, a little clown face that I know that I can knock out easy peasy, right? Because if I can draw one nice thing at breakfast, I'm confident for the rest of the day. You know, you've already accomplished something artistically. So even if I get busy, I'm be like, well, I did draw this morning. And then I like to draw at lunch a little bit if I have time, but I would say around 5 to 6. I get in some really good solid drawing, and then 8 to about 11 o'clock are my real hours for drawing.
Okay.
So I will turn on a podcast or I'll turn on a show that I've seen already like 100 times, and I will just draw until I have to meet a physical need of some sort or an alarm goes off.
Sweet.
Are you like that? Because that's how I am. Like, if I'm drawing, like I will look up from a piece of paper and be like, oh, I think I need to eat, or I think I need to drink something. Like, I get so focused on the piece that I'm like, I have needs biologically that I need to fill. You know what I mean?
I'm the opposite way. If I'm in my zone, I won't eat. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose it, you know? But
no, that's what I mean. Like, I will be in the zone and I'll get there to the point until maybe you're even better. Maybe you're even more than me, because eventually my stomach will be like, we need something to eat.
start eating the paper.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Draw a burger on a paper and eat it. Like, oh, okay, there you go.
If it works, right?
Not just being silly here. What about challenging yourself? How do you go about doing that?
Well, if you've noticed lately, you were looking at my Insta earlier. I had this period where I was doing anime stuff and clown stuff pretty much, or cartoonish clown faces. So then I kind of was like, I want to do a bunch of great Eggman, and the Eggman is going to show me, like, going to give me a template to do a lot of fun stuff, and it's also going to force me to be consistent in drawing the same Eggman over and over again. So that was a challenge I gave for myself. And the same thing with the cat character that I do that's named after my cat Momo. And then after I had done a lot of those, I thought, I want to do more realistic stuff. I want to do faces that I can show to somebody and they can be like, oh, that's the person that this face belongs to. And so that's kind of, if I feel like I don't want to draw, then I always try drawing something I'm not really drawing at the moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you'll see my black line work is like, I'll do stickers, and then I'll do one of those big black colored cardstock pieces, because I'm just trying to, like.
Yeah, I get it. And it froze a little bit. So, guys, we're talking to Malice Mizery. Make sure you guys are going checking her out. And she's back. There we go. And
hey, sorry, I didn't.
No,
I could hear you, but.
No, you're good. It just froze for like a good 5 seconds. Nothing crazy. Just thought I'd take the time to shout you out again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
My superpower would be to stop time.
Oh, shit, that's a good one.
You know, when, like, you just have to get something done and you need, like, a little more time. Just stop time for everybody else.
I get it. And we are down to, like, the last 11 minutes at this point. You guys are welcome to swarm me with your questions that you have for Malice. Let's see. Abe, we got a couple, actually. So Call Me Dreads. Call Me Dreads is asking, what does the fox say?
I'm not sure. I'm from the tropics. I've never met a fox. So.
There you go. Great answer.
Yeah.
And Abe Dueña Art, shout out to Abe Dueña as well. It says, how has the pandemic affected your subject or mood for creating art? Has it hurt or just change what you create? It's a good question.
It made me feel like it's an amazing question, and it basically made me feel like, in a very dramatic way, like we never know what's going to happen, and art is important. The only consistent thing in my life is that I will create the art. So you could probably say it's probably affected my themes, but I couldn't say particularly how. But it's made me it's made me keep creating because that kind of consistency is one of the few things I can guarantee in the world.
Cool. And just before the 10-minute mark, let's go ahead and do this little giveaway.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So today's giveaway is a nice little Spidey sketch by yours truly.
Yeah.
With a little sticker.
Nice.
So there it is. And you want to join this, or do you want me to just leave it open for the viewers?
Leave it open for them because I just won one. I would feel so bad to take it again.
No, you're supposed to. Blood. We want blood here.
You gotta. If you knew me better, you'd know that's not my vibe at all.
From now on, it's gonna be Malice's House of Misery. You know. There you go. All right, guys. So it's ready. I'm gonna ask a question this time. This is no number game today. Today is a question, and the question is, how old is Mal?
That's a good one.
You know what I mean? Have you guys been paying attention? First one to answer, and go. There you guys go. And if you guys don't get it within like 5 minutes, then I'll probably take closest round 2 numbers or something. There it is.
Pop, you got it.
Oh, David. David Raymond is definitely our winner. There you go. Please DM me your address, and I will ship this out to you along with this crazy cool. There you go. No, we got a winner right away. Awesome stuff. Paying attention. I love it. Mal, what is the greatest tip anybody has ever gave you?
The greatest tip that I've ever gotten is create art stubbornly. If somebody says your art is trash, that should be more reason for you to create. You should create more art. If someone says you should change it up, you should do this, be stubborn. Create more art. Your art is important. Okay? Life is short, art is long. I go by that phrase. Be stubborn. Create your art stubbornly. Don't let anybody tell you not to do it. Keep doing it.
Life is short, art is long.
Life is short, art is long.
That's cool. I like that.
That's a really famous Greek quote, and the full quote is like, art is short, life is long. How does it go? Life is short, art is long, opportunity fleeting, experience treacherous, judgment difficult. And that quote is so old. It's from like 400 BC, but it still rings true today. Word.
There you go.
I mean, I'll be dead by the time I'm 100, but my art is gonna outlive me. And your art's gonna outlive our art potentially is gonna outlive all of us. I firmly believe that.
There you go. Yeah, I think so too. I won't be around to see it, but I'm pretty sure it will.
Yes, and keep doing it. Everybody, continue to create art. It is important. Your art is important, even if it's not so good right now, or even if you think that no one's going to see it. If you have 5 followers on Instagram or 10,000 followers on Instagram, keep creating your art. It is important.
Sweet. What about any other tips that you might offer artists?
Try and try again. Always try using cheap materials at first. I really think that's a good way to do it. I firmly stand by that, you know? And don't throw away something if you hate it. Give it 24 hours because sometimes you've looked at something too long and it doesn't look good anymore.
Word.
If you think something is trash, put it away where you can't see it. Look at it in 24, maybe 48 hours and see how it looks then.
I like that.
Some of my most popular pieces I almost threw out because I thought it looked like garbage because I looked at it too long.
Man, we're our own worst critics, right?
For sure.
Yeah. You believe in UFOs?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
How about the paranormal?
I think so. I live in a very superstitious place that's full of like ghosts and little elves and stuff. So I totally believe in it.
Elementals and stuff like that?
Yeah, and like I actually have gone to witch doctors for like stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like I hate paying doctor money because I have no insurance. And I had like an ingrown toenail that got kind of infected, super gross, but bear with me. And I went to a witch doctor to take care of it, and before they could do anything to the toe, they did like this whole like your toe's possessed by demons. That's why it bugs you all the time. And I'm like, you're the witch doctor. And so they did this whole thing with like the sage and the candles, and then they like cut it out, and it was a whole thing. And it worked. It never came back. So maybe it was possessed by demons. Yeah.
Have you ever seen any or?
Okay, so how much time do we have left?
We got literally about I'd say about 3 minutes.
I'll do a story time on it live. It's really interesting.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna tune in for that. I love it.
Yeah, I have a lot of good Guam ghost stories that I'm like, one I actually saw and like others that I'm adjacent to. It's really interesting stuff.
Oh man, if anything, you should start that up. You know what I mean? Start that up, and I got a few I could share as well. That'd be dope.
Oh, that would be fun, right?
Yeah, that'd be super awesome. Cool. You know what? Now we're getting close to the time. Anything that that I couldn't touch on or I didn't touch on, and you just want to share, or?
Oh, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. And I could not see myself the whole time, so I'm not even sure how like everything looked. Like, I don't know, but I really am happy to have been here. I had such a great time, Zim. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
For having me. I'm so happy that I got to do this, and I really hope that I will be able to see you guys on live in some form again, like soon, even if it's just me. So, yeah.
Oh, sweet. And thank you for coming on. Thanks again for the little inconvenience we had a little earlier. As far as you were perfect. We saw everything. So everything's dope. Trust me, great hair. Love the hairdo.
Hey, and by the way, if you guys want, I'm going to have a giveaway on my page right after I leave here. I'm giving away this Eggman. You can see there's like rhinestones and stuff on it.
Oh, dang. That's
King Eggman? Yeah. King Eggman is going to be going away right after I'm done with you on here. So come and check my page out, and you guys can enter that.
Oh, definitely. So there you guys go. Malice Mizery, all the way from Guam. And Malice, thanks again. And, I just want to extend the welcome again. You're definitely welcome here anytime. Usually have a 30-day thing. After 30 days, anytime. I don't mind.
After 30 days, you just let me know and I will clear my schedule.
Sweet. Yeah. Awesome. And that's it. That wraps up show number 69, Chatting with Zim, with our guest, Malice Mizery. Make sure you guys are checking her out at Ko-Fi as well, and the same handle. And make sure you check out her Etsy shop at Momo Mizery. So
much appreciated.
Sweet.
Bye.
Thanks, Malice. Thank you very much. And thank you again, everybody, for tuning in to Chatting with Zim. It was fun. It was great learning a little bit more about Malice. She is part of the trifecta now.
Yeah.
Sweet. And make sure you guys are checking out 7 is Life. Check out the IGTV.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Check them out. Check out Dead and Laughing. And also check out Respect the Artist, RTA. That's also they also do about the same thing. They talk to artists, but they extend it to where they talk to like music artists and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Shout out
Yeah.
to Masters of Art Clan. Make sure you guys are checking them out. And follow me and like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. And everything, all the shows are updated. So, guys, go flood it. Chatting with Zim. Malice Mizery in the house.
All right.
Go rewatch it and
Thank
go
you.
follow her.